Breaking news concerning the third temple to be built in Jerusalem. The Sanhedrin appoints a high priest. Temple service could be 1 week away. This is a very important step that recently has taken place towards reinstating the temple service. The nascent Sanhedrin selected Rabbi Baruch Kahane as the next Kohen Gadol, the high priest. Selection was made as a precaution for Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur is, of course, the beginning of the new year. So if the political conditions should change, allowing Jews access to the Temple Mounts, they'll be required by Torah law to bring sacrifices. Rabbi Kahane is confident that if that should happen, the temple service could begin in less than a week. He's a prominent scholar, knowledgeable in the complicated laws pertaining to the subject of temple service. Part of the Halacha Berara Institute, it was established by Rabbi Avram Isaac Kahohen Cook, who was the first chief rabbi of Israel. Dealings in elucidation of the Jewish law from its Talmudic source, the oral law, and commentaries. He had a prominent role in all the reenactments of the temple services performed to date. This year has already seen much temple-oriented activity. The Temple Institute has created a registry of Kohanim, established a school for educating them in the priestly class the details of the temple service and performing the reenactments of all the holidays, including Passover sacrifice. Rabbi Hillel Weiss, spokesman for the nascent Sanhedrin, explained the necessity for choosing a high priest even though there is no temple. He says, "We do not need a miraculous occurrence like the sudden appearance of a temple descending from heaven onto the Temple Mount to make this decision relevant. The only obstacle preventing the temple service today is the political issue. If that should suddenly change, as it very well could, we would be required to begin the temple service immediately. This is therefore necessary that we have a candidate prepared to fill the role of the high priest, especially now that we have Kohanim prepared to serve the temple." Rabbi Yisrael Ariel, who is the founder of the head of the Temple Institute, member of the Sanhedrin, did not rule in this decision. He said that it was necessary for the Sanhedrin to choose the Kohen Gadol, the high priest. He said this is certainly something we should do now as religious Jews. Choosing a high priest and all of the preparations for the temple service are mitzvot, commandments, that are incumbent upon us according to the Torah, said Rabbi Ariel. It's not a matter of opinion. It is written explicitly in the Torah, and just like any of the other mitzvot writing in the Torah, we have to choose a Kohen Gadol, the high priest, and make all the preparations regardless of whether there is a temple standing right now or not. Rabbi Kahane was reluctant to discuss the Sanhedrin's decisions. He said this may not be the time to choose a Kohen Gadol. There are no sacrifices required. He also added that could change overnight. In any case, it's clear that we need to be prepared to prepare the priest to have everything ready. The structures can be temporary and prepared almost overnight. The biggest obstacle is educating the Kohanim, which we are taking care of already. Once the priests are thoroughly educated, choosing a Kohen Gadol and teaching him what he needs to know for the Yom Kippur service is relatively simple and will take 1 week. The temple service, therefore, performed by the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, is very demanding, but for an educated Kohen, it's not overly difficult to learn the service as the Kohen Gadol. I'll leave a link below for you for this. You can read the rest of the article on Breaking Israel News.